Hey lovelies, as you can see, have a lot of samples here. These are things that I've been buying. I mean, some of these I've had for maybe a year or two, and others are much newer. They're things, some of them are things I've never spoken about before. Some are things that I bought specifically to do comparison videos or affordable alternatives, that kind of thing. So I thought I'd just get these all together because I'm going to be decluttering a lot of these. I'll get rid of a whole bunch of them that I'm never going to wear. So I thought I would do these little videos. I've got so many that I'm not going to do all one. I'm not going to run through all the notes, but I will put the note and the bottle up on the screen. So these are going to be like actually edited videos, which I don't normally do. But I thought that was going to be easier because I'm just going to give you my impressions of what these smell like. So let's start. I'm going to do maybe 6 per vid. Okay, so let's start with, this is Paris Corner. This is Mango Punch. Now I do believe Paris Corner, Mango Punch Emir. I think that this is a Lattafa owned perfume brand, and I don't normally buy from Lattafa because Lattafa often is a bit of a aroma chemical nightmare for me. But I do think that this one is supposed to be like, I think it's called Wilhelm Perfumeries, and they have one called Mango Skin. So I haven't smelt that, I can't compare it. I was just sniffing this because this is quite an affordable perfume, and I talk about affordable perfumes on my channel. I do love mango. So let's have a sniff. I do get a bit of mango from here, but it doesn't feel entirely mango. There's something, I mean, to me it smells, firstly, it smells like there might be ambroxan or something in here, because there's definitely something that's a bit headache inducing in this for me. But it's quite nice, but it kind of smells a bit more maybe pineapple-y to me than mango. I'm getting more of a whole basket of tropical fruits kind of smell. And I don't mind it. This is actually kind of pretty. It does have a perfumey element, so it doesn't smell entirely like a tropical fruit cocktail or something. If you want that kind of thing, then Lush is a good place to go. They've got one called Passion that smells like a passion fruit cocktail. They've got one called Peaches that smells like pineapple like cocktail. This one, there's definitely a bit of mango when you first spray this, but I think it leans more into that kind of pineapple-y tropical fruit smell. And the thing that, apart from the kind of headachy feel I get from this, which honestly, I think that's partly because these Lattafa perfumes are so strong. Like the Middle Eastern perfumes are very strong a lot of the time compared to the actual designer or niche brands. So yeah, this is pretty strong. But there's quite a lot of patchouli in here, which I find kind of baffling in this perfume. I really don't like the patchouli in it, but I'm not someone who likes patchouli. So if you don't have a problem with ambroxan, you don't have a problem with patchouli, and you like the idea of a fruity, mango-y, pineapple-y kind of punch, then this is, I think, about £30–35. So really quite affordable. That's a pretty good one. It's not one I'm going to wear, so that one, this little decant won't stay with me, and I certainly won't be getting a bottle of it. What do we got next? Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Ocean de Gioia Pour Femme from Giorgio Armani. I really dislike this perfume, and I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and I was sort of pre-warned that this was very shampooey, and I have a real problem with shampooey perfumes. But the last time I smelt Aqua de Gioia, it didn't smell how I remembered it from like many years ago. It just smelled like chemicals to me. I really didn't like it. And I'm getting the same thing here. This smells entirely like aroma chemicals with pear. What I'm actually genuinely getting here is if you can imagine, pickled pears. So it smells like pears in vinegar and salt. And I'm horrified by the way that this perfume smells. And I do, having just smelt the, I just said it, didn't I? The Aqua de Gioia. I just think that Giorgio Armani, I think these perfumes are just full of the kind of aroma chemicals that just smell kind of poisonous to me. Yeah, it's like pickles. It's like, oh, vinegary pears with some salt. That's what I'm getting, and shampoo. It's so yeah. My nose is getting Ocean de Gioia and is finding basically fairy liquid mixed in with pickled salty pears. Yeah, this is no good for me. And lots of people really love this perfume, so I'm finding it very, very interesting. It just, yeah, I'm just, yeah, oh gosh. I imagine it's got a really pretty pear, and if you're not getting the same kind of weird chemically smells that I do, maybe that's pretty, but wow, that one is 100% not for me. So let's hope I find something I like, because this is a bit sad otherwise. Oh, oh, people are going to hate me. This is Guerlain Aqua Allegoria Coconut Fizz. This is like a unicorn perfume. So people are obsessed with this perfume. They love it. You can't get it anymore. I got this specifically because I wanted to compare it to my Aqua Colonia from 4711 that's called Yuzu and Coconut Water. Maybe it's just called yuzu and coconut, but it is very much coconut water. And I was expecting this one to kind of be light and fresh because everyone talks about it like it's a great summer perfume. And then I get such buttery florals from this that it's almost like it smells and reminds me a little bit, even though I don't know what the florals are in here, it reminds me of those really old school gardenia and tuberose perfumes that are very, very buttery and lotiony. Now, I don't necessarily have a problem with a buttery note if it's literal butter, but I cannot deal personally with buttery florals. So this does not at all smell. I thought it was going to smell like citrus and coconut. I can smell coconut. But this is much more of, I mean, smelling it again, it smells so much like a suntan lotion that I have used before. And it has an almost, it smells like a beach with a very coconutty floral sun cream. Yeah, I mean, and I guess that's what they were going for, and maybe that's what it is that people like about it. But I was not expecting it. I thought this was going to be transparent. I thought it was going to be light. I thought it was going to be juicy and coconutty. I thought any creaminess would come from like a more gourmand coconut, which is basically what I get with the yuzu and coconut that I have from the Aqua Colonia range. That one smells tangy, almost like pineapple and coconut water, and then as it dries down you get this creamy natural actual coconut flesh smell. But this one is very floral to me. It's very lotiony. It smells very beachy, and it's, yeah, I just really don't like this, and I was really surprised. But yeah, I mean, it genuinely smells. It's taking me to being on a beach next to a salty ocean in the sunshine with like Malibu body like lotion on or something. But yeah, that personally for me is not really my jam in terms of perfume. They make me feel a bit uncomfortable. But yeah, I mean, it's so interesting to smell it because it just doesn't smell how I was expecting at all. But that's another one that I will be passing on. All right, come on. There's got to be one I like. Okay. So Gucci Bamboo. This is the EDP. I know they have an EDP and an EDT. I've seen a lot of people talking about this one, and they do seem to talk about the EDP. So I wanted to try this one. I was wondering what this smelled like. I think I got this purely out of like wondering whether I might want a bottle, partly because I just love how the bottles look. This has like, this has something fruity in the top that's really familiar to me. But the dry down of this, I'll see if I can remember what that top smells like, because I feel like I've got two perfumes that if you mix them together would smell like this. The dry down of this really, really reminds me of 212 by Carolina Herrera. That's a perfume I have that I think smells like a white bar soap. And Pure by Alfred Sung smells very similar to that, and that's even more affordable. But that has like a pineapple note, so it's like a slightly tangier version. And this smells a bit like that too. There's definitely... I'm wondering what the fruits are in here. It's got something juicy in the top, but the more it dries down, the more it smells like a creamy, bar soapy kind of smell. This one I think is quite nice. There's absolutely no need for me to get it. If I can remember what the other thing that this smells like is, I will put it into the video. But yeah, I mean, I don't need this sample. There's no point in me wearing it because I have perfumes that smell like this already. It doesn't smell massively original to me. Although this might have been around for a really long time, I don't know. I know Carolina Herrera, the 212, the original silver and white bottle, that one's been around for a really long time. I think early 2000s maybe. Yeah, I mean, this one's perfectly pretty. So if I didn't already have things that were like this, then fair enough. But yeah, I do think this is pretty. I think it's nice. I can totally understand why people like this one. That's a little bit more in my wheelhouse, to be honest. Right, we've got 2 more left. What have we got here? Ah, okay. Clean Reserve Sparkling Sugar. I got this one because I wanted to compare it to Ariana Grande's God is a Woman. I have the body spray of that perfume because the actual perfume, unfortunately for me, is again, it's got too many aroma chemicals in it. It's like, it's got the kind of smell that I perceive as tar. So it's got this kind of burning rubber, burning wood smell in there. Whereas the body spray doesn't really have that. I think it's some kind of fixant that they put in modern perfumes. It's in a lot of stuff. But this is compared to it, so I thought I'd smell it. And let's have a smell. So I can... Firstly, there's definitely ambroxan in this one. I can smell the ambroxan because this gets screechier and screechier to me and more headachy. So it's never going to replace. I'm never going to get a bottle of this to replace my body spray of God is a Woman. But it doesn't have rose, I don't think. This doesn't smell like rose to me. So it's an interesting one because it definitely does have the profile, the general profile of God is a Woman. But it doesn't really smell like... I'm not getting any rose the way that I get rose from that perfume. And it doesn't does it smell like pear? It's fruity. It's sort of a bit pear-like, but it doesn't have quite the same juicy pear. So I'm not sure it's quite... I mean, it has a bit of the fluffiness, like the ambretti kind of smell. I can totally see why people like this one as well, because if I didn't have God is a Woman, I'd really like this profile, but I probably still couldn't wear it because it's a bit of an ambroxan beast. Well, I mean, I'll have to look at the notes to see if there's actually ambroxan in it, but it is giving me a bit of an ambroxan feel. But yeah, I mean, this is a really pretty one if you want something light and refreshing. But still girly and sweet. This has definitely got that sweet girliness. It smells like an Ariana Grande perfume, you know. It smells more her style than clean style. There's not really much going on here that I would describe as particularly clean smelling. And I mean, I have a few clean perfumes and they're kind of laundry clean. But yeah, totally pretty. I understand why people like it. But personally, I'd say, you know, you can get the Ariana Grande one probably cheaper than this, but if you can't and you prefer these kind of classier bottles, then yes, it's a nice one. But yeah, I'm kind of missing the rose from that one. I feel like it hasn't got that same kind of yummy rose water vibe that I get from God is a Woman. All right, last one in this vid. Oh, okay, this is another Middle Eastern one. This is Aroma Concepts Batikh Watermelon. I have been on such a watermelon kick that I just felt I had to smell this. This is another one that I don't think is on Fragrantica, but I think it's again about £35 for a 100ml bottle. So this is one that it smells very similar to something I have a little rollerball of. I did used to have a bottle, but I didn't really wear it, so I just kept the rollerball and got rid of the big thing. But Batikh Watermelon, it does have the watermelon. I can smell the watermelon, and it is kind of a Jolly Rancher watermelon. But it does have that thing that watermelon has that kind of differentiates it from all other melons. I know, like, you can have, you know, the honeydew and the cantaloupe, and you've got all these yummy, you know, gala even. You've got all these delicious melons, and they all kind of have crossovers. You could have them all together, but you'd always know if you bit into a bit of watermelon. It has just this slightly unusual scent and taste to it that you don't get in other melons, and they have managed to nail that. You can definitely tell this is not melon and it's watermelon, but it's definitely reaching towards more of a candy, you know, rather than a natural watermelon. But what it's sitting on top of is something that I feel, especially after you've put this on your skin, starts to dominate it, which is there's quite a lot of strawberry in this perfume. This is another perfume that I think kind of smells a little bit like a cocktail, like a syrupy fruit cocktail. And to me, this smells like SJP, so Sarah Jessica Parker's SJP NYC, the original that's like a wild strawberry perfume. I think that might have like apple and mandarin and rum and all kinds of stuff, so it's got this sort of syrupy richness to it. But the strawberry in it is very sweet. It's, like I said, very syrupy. And I think if you just added a watermelon note into that perfume, you'd get this. So I'm not mad for... I feel like, to be honest, I have just kind of grown out of syrupy, fruity perfumes. I find myself not reaching for them the older I get. And I do think they smell... I mean, you can wear anything at any age, but for me personally, they smell a bit youthful. They're not my favourite. But I think if you really like SJP NYC, you are going to love Aroma Concepts Batikh Watermelon. You're going to love it, because it's basically that perfume, but with a yummy Jolly Rancher, watermelon Jolly Rancher added into the top. So it's definitely that vibe. So, I mean, I'd say out of these, I think really the only one that I really find disgusting is the Ocean de Gioia. But apart from that, you know, I think the more affordable ones are kind of the nicer ones on this occasion. But Gucci Bamboo is probably the only one that I would really wear. Let me just have a look. Yeah, I think the only one that I could comfortably wear would be Gucci Bamboo. Because it's kind of a scent profile that I'm comfortable with. And I'd be fine with Sparkling Sugar if it didn't have so much what I think might be some kind of aromacal chemical in it. Aromacal. But yeah, so those two are my favourite from this bunch. But none of these are samples that I feel like I need to keep. None of them are ones that I'm going to buy a full bottle of. So yeah, wish me luck in the next one. So I'll see you in the next episode. And yeah, I hope this was helpful. Let me know how you feel. Obviously, if these are your favourite perfumes, then, you know, we've all got different tastes. I'm not trying to diss you. We all smell things really differently. And, you know, Coconut Fizz is definitely proof of that. So, thanks, guys. Bye.